God for this command. Thank God for His mercy. Thank you, Jesus. The command is to pray for those who venerate and glorify Him. The actual, real, divine mercy who is dwelling among us and who always welcomes. He always welcomes us. He always wants us to receive Him. Okay? The divine mercy. Now, there are at least 3 ways to grow. Okay? You grow up, you grow out, you grow in. Alright? We grow up in stature. A little baby growing up doesn't mean that little child who becomes an adolescent, teenager, and young man, woman, is going to grow up in the mind. That person can grow out of the family. Doesn't mean that person will grow up in the heart, emotionally, socially speaking. Emotionally or socially speaking, that person may still be a little child. You can grow old. You can reach, very, very, high age, old age, but doesn't mean you're going to grow. So there are many directions. Okay, as a little child, we grow out and we want to reach out and discover things outside of us. And we know the world is so vast, so big, and is infinitely bigger than us. And we'll never reach it. By the time we die, we do not know everything about the external world. And by that time, we have to go back already. And we don't know anything about ourselves. That's the problem. Maybe you know something about the market right now. The stock exchange, what is going up, what is going down, which company, is selling, whatever is going on. You know a lot about politics, what this politician is saying, that party is promoting, what their agenda is. You know a lot about them. You know a lot about science, engineer, money, everything else. You know, you go to the supermarket and you know exactly the price of this one. Last week is this price, and this week is only half the price. You know the price. You know everything about, your family, spouses, children, what they need, everything outside. Then by the time you're too exhausted, too tired, and you're about to leave this earth, you have to go back here. What am I? Who am I? What am I doing here? You know nothing about yourself. Sometimes we have to grow up inside. And so there are truth, internal and eternal truth, which the world does not want to really to learn or to study. We study something about numbers because we have spoken about numbers. Things you can look at things in 2 ways, either in numbers or in names. You want to make a person, a thing, you number that person. You want to make a thing into a person, you name that thing. Okay? Like even you give a name to your car, some of them you give name to their car, isn't it? Don't you? You give a name to your car, I know. There's some connection, blood relation between man and his car.
Yeah, maybe.
Really. And you talk to the car more than you talk to your wife. I know, some men just, really, don't touch my car. Do whatever to whoever, but don't ever touch my car. Okay? It's a person. Even the man would call it a she. We're not that desperate here, but I know some are like that. Okay, not all men like that. Some men don't even know that a car exists. But still, they have some tool to travel with. Even in the old days, they have horses. You name the horse. So the horse is supposed to be like a friend already. Dog's man, best friend. You name it, and it becomes like a person to you. And now people don't like children, so they have pets. And the pets don't bother them, really. And they're always obedient. So they live with you as if a person. And I know some people, when the pet dies, they come to me and say, Father, could you celebrate Mass for my pet? It's true. It's okay. It's okay. But well, that is not the teaching of the Catholic Church. Okay. But Pope Francis, what did he say? I told you before. He said, "Oh, dogs go to heaven." No worries. No need to celebrate Mass. Okay. And then you have people. How do you control people? Turn them into things. We are very, very good at discovering or inventing different kind of science to turn people into things by numbering them. And let's return to reality here. Each and every one of us here, you, I, me here, we have a lot of numbers. Our identities are made up of numbers. What is your phone number? What is your credit card? What is your pay rate? We have a number. We have a lot of numbers. What is your password into your account? Bank you have. We are defined by a lot of numbers. And sometimes we forget about our numbers, We have so many accounts. We forget, but you don't have it, you cannot access it to yourself because your number is who you are. Try to go, somewhere and you lose your passport. In trouble. This is a number. You lose your passport, you still remember, okay, my passport number is okay. 478400425. I remember that. Right, okay. You exist, you're an American, you should memorize your passport number. Do you memorize it?
No, I didn't.
You should memorize it. In case, you travel and you're stranded somewhere. Okay, this is what, they pull it out. Okay, no problem.
Wow.
Because you're a number. So we can control you. And I've said before, some families, some parents, they love children and they give birth to a lot of children. My uncle is one. I think he has like 21 something. Son died. I couldn't count too many. And whenever I gather, extended family gather together for the New Year's, a lot of them. And so I know other families like that. So they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just name up with numbers. You're number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. It's easy to count. Okay, brother 9. We call brother 9. Where's brother 9? Sister 8. Easy, huh? Oh. So we number people, and because we want people, this is external knowledge. We can control. But when we grow in numbers and we get headache because we count too much, too many numbers, and we cannot count like the sand in the sea or seashore or the stars. And we count too much. We have this kind of standard or of evaluation that the more you know, that means the more number you can count, the smarter you are, the more intelligent you are. The more knowledge you accumulate, the more intelligent you are. Okay, intelligent quotient is about the more knowledge. But the more you know, this external knowledge, the more headache you will get, the more worried you'll be, the more stress you will have, and you will one day you get too much knowledge and too many numbers, you have mental breakdown. It's everything. It is not under my control. I have too many numbers. I cannot have control. The world will collapse. Oh no! I am the God of the world and now I cannot control the world, so collapse. Mental breakdown. I've seen a lot of intelligent men, PhDs, and suddenly, within a week, and suddenly, boom, just like a child, no longer operating like a normal person. Just here, knowing a lot but doesn't know himself. So we need to grow internal and internally and eternally in here. So let's go inside and glorify, venerate Jesus. Let's count prepositions. Today, bring to me the soul, especially venerate and glorify my mercy, and immerse them in my mercy. The word immerse is a preposition in, okay? Okay, and then them in my mercy. These who sorrow most over, another preposition, over, enter, the entered, okay? Most deeply into my spirit, always in you. How many in you have there? Immersion, in my mercy, and over, and then into my spirit. How many words about in? Quite already you have a lot of preparation about in here. You cannot get to know God unless you get inside God. Right? Now, let's return to the internal and eternal truth about ourselves. Okay. How are we going to venerate the divine mercy? How do you know what is the divine mercy? Can you see the divine mercy with your physical eye? Can you hear the divine mercy with your physical ear? Can you taste and touch the divine mercy? Or is the divine mercy something internal? Why is it we have to be immersed in this ocean, like as if this is a kind of a baptism? We have 7 kind of baptism, don't we? Baptism by water, baptism by desire, baptism by fire, all immersion, right? Baptism by blood, baptism by what else?
Desire.
Okay, water,
Spirit.
desire, fire, okay, blood, spirit. What else do you have?
The wisdom.
7 of them. Have you ever been baptized by smoke or by cloud? Do you? I asked the question, why does the priest incense offertory, the offertory, and then the deacon incense the priest, and then they come out, they incense the whole congregation? It is a kind of baptism, a cleansing. When Solomon built the temple, he completed it. So the cloud, God, holy presence, came down into the sanctuary and just covered it with cloud, just cleansing. The whole thing, you build it, but it's still human hand touching, so he came down like a cloud, okay? And that's a baptism. And so to imitate it, we have smoke, incense. We don't, with that cloud, you take steam bath. That is a kind of a shower, isn't it? Immersion in the steam, right? That's cleansing as well, isn't it?
Yes.
So that is a kind of a baptism. And this is not just, this is not so strange because the Navajo, Native American, I did a retreat with them in some mountaintop in California, Big Bear. And that's how they wash, they cleanse themselves of sins. They use a feather, a turkey feather or something, and then put the smoke and put this every time. Whatever they do, they just put the smoke in their face. This is how we wash ourselves, with the smoke. So that's another one. It's in the Bible. That's another one to baptize with the oil.
Yes.
Confirmation, huh?